Okay, hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. And firstly I'd like to apologize for the fact that the video quality isn't as good as normal, because I'm using a webcam. And the first reason is because my phone is not in great condition right now. And the second reason is because it actually has something to do with what we're going to talk about today, okay? And in today's video, we're going to be discussing the defense of poor images by Hitosteril, okay? It's essentially an article which talks about why poor images are, relevant and important in our world today. And I'm sure you're all wondering, what's a poor image? Why are you talking about this and stuff? Well, firstly, I personally wasn't actually interested in reading this article, but then, sometimes in life you're forced by others to read something which you may not want to read. So, let's just make the best use of it and, move on with this video. So, I guess here goes. I'm going to try and make this as raw as possible to reflect the concept of poor images. So, I'm going to try keep minimal editing, try finish this in one take, and let's start. So, what gives an image its worth? Is it the crystal clear resolution, the trendy platform it's shared on, the powerful message it conveys, or is it the emotions that it evokes, right? In today's digital age, images are categorized and judged based on these features, creating a hierarchy of visual content, such as this YouTube video that you're watching right now. But what about those images that don't fit neatly into this hierarchy, okay? According to Hitosteril's article in defense of the poor image, right, such images do exist and they're redefining the understanding of, I guess, value of images in the digital era, especially right now. So, what is a poor image? The definition is as follows. The poor image is a copy in motion. Its quality is bad, its resolution substandard. As it accelerates, it deteriorates. It is a ghost of an image, a preview, a thumbnail, an errant idea, an internet image, distributed for free, squeezed through slow digital connections, compressed, reproduced, ripped, and remixed, as well as copied and pasted into other channels of distribution. Think about it. We humans tend to prize what's rare, right? Whether it's precious metals like gold or silver, or coveted art pieces, or even something as mundane as a shiny Pokemon card. I heard the Charizard first edition holo cards go for like 10k easily. It doesn't even have to be PSA 10, PSA 10 is like the rating that they give for cars, by the way. Sorry, I was going on my nerdy spree over there, right? Point is, scarcity equals value. So by this logic, shouldn't the flood of easily accessible images, especially in today, when you scroll through Instagram or, TikTok or YouTube or Reddit, shouldn't all these images essentially be considered of lesser worth, right? These images aren't essentially poor in quality though, in my opinion, but rather they're rich in accessibility. And in our world, where everyone's a curator of the fine tastes of, high quality production, whatever they want, maybe it's time for us to reassess what truly holds value, right, in this digital landscape right now. So, firstly, after diving into Hitosteril's article, it's clear that traditional ideas about images and values might need like a serious rework or, I guess, upgrade. In fact, it's time to consider that these poor images we scroll past every day and night hold more value and worth than we give them credit for. Relying solely on an image's quality and the quantity available is a rather short-sighted way to look at the value of something personally. And it's also like missing out on a lot of hidden gems because we're too busy obsessing over the superficial stuff, such as the production quality of a video, maybe how good the soundtrack in the background is, or something wild. Essentially people aren't exactly looking at the true meaning of the stuff that they just choose to scroll past every day. Which is also the reason why, I guess, if you go to like the really niche parts of YouTube and stuff, you'll find like or like these underground, like really smart people, they might be like important businessmen or like multi-millionaires or stuff. They'll be like talking about like some huge brain ideas and things, and like people barely see their videos simply because of the fact that they're also on a webcam like this, right? But by no means am I a millionaire, like a super smart guy, but I'm sure you guys understand the point. Just do your own research and check stuff out. You never know when you might come across something interesting. Okay, so in context to this, let's talk about an example, because an example is probably the best way to explain an idea. So let's take a second to talk about the Mona Lisa. So no doubt is the Mona Lisa your average poor image. Okay, it's definitely not anything like that. But let's think about the journey it has gone through. It started out as Da Vinci's pet project, as a gift, and then ended up chilling in that guy, bro, that King Francis crib, bro. I even hung out in Napoleon's bedroom for some time, and then it got stolen by some random kid, bro. Bro, that guy who stole it, bro, man was cooking something wild. Anyway, point is, talk about VIP treatment for this painting. Okay, but guess what? Despite all the fancy owners and close call with thieves and stuff, the Mona Lisa did finally end up in that Louvre museum, in France, where Joe Schmo and even your boy can just stroll in, just walk in and like check it out anytime we want, So this obviously makes it a lot more accessible, right? But here's the kicker. Instead of losing its value like you'd imagine, from a poor image, because as we talked about previously, that accessibility results in lower value. The Mona Lisa, just completely flipped out in the opposite way. The Mona Lisa's popularity instead skyrocketed, it just went like boom, just kept flying, just kept going up, okay? Suddenly everyone and their grandma, okay, they all knew about this iconic painting. Like literally no one on the planet, I mean, there must be someone, but what I'm saying, almost everyone on the planet knows this painting right now, right? And the reason is because it's so easy to see. Anyone can see it, and now you can go and see the poor image representation of the Mona Lisa online and stuff. You can buy replicas of this painting. In fact, I have a friend of mine, okay, bro has like this huge ass Mona Lisa painting chilling on like a wall on his stair, bro. Anyway, like the point is that the actual Mona Lisa like really small, but it's like probably like maybe this big or something, but bro's painting like huge, bro. Point is reproduction and accessibility allowed for even my boy to have the Mona Lisa in his house. But let's get back on the topic, okay? And because the Mona Lisa was so easy to see, right, artists from all over the world started drawing inspo from this certain painting, and out of this inspiration they started carving out their own pieces of art, which eventually made history. I guess, for example, you could like take all the contemporary artists after Da Vinci, people like Van Gogh, Picasso, all those guys. All of them probably took some form of inspiration, if they ever saw the painting or maybe the replica of the painting. Okay, so what does this essentially mean, for poor images when I provide this example, right? It's kind of like the poor images of today are essentially following in the footsteps of Mona Lisa. Okay, their value isn't about technical specs or fancy details anymore. I'm sure even right now a lot of people start seeing a change in trend across YouTube, where instead of all these over edited videos and stuff, people are more likely to start enjoying watching grounded videos that they can relate to. Example of this is like someone like Sam Sulek, in the fitness space. His videos are really basic, raw and cut out, but then it's because of the value that he provides in the videos and obviously his insane physique that people are genuinely interested in him as a person rather than the insane production quality that some other people might have, right? So the value isn't about technical specs and details anymore, okay? It's about the stories that the video tell and the impact that they have, or rather the images as well. Sorry, my bad, I kind of got off topic talking about videos, but yeah, it's about the medium essentially. It's about the stories, the impact, and also how they're shaking up the whole idea of who gets to own and share arts and mediums. It's like they're flipping the script on what's meant to be valuable in the digital world. Because right now, I can just go on Google and download a PNG file of any art piece and just print it out and it's mine, bro. Like what are they going to do? Copyright me? I mean, piracy is insane, bro. No one's catching, no one's upholding anything. It's kind of wild. In my personal opinion, as soon as something goes on the internet, it's probably no longer your property anymore. Okay? No matter how much you may try to, put it behind bars, it's eventually, gonna go out for everyone to see. And that's something you should keep in mind. It's not essentially a bad thing, because sharing all these images, mediums with people allows for a lot of personal and individual growth, from person to person, and that is something that will definitely lead to, the development of our race in the long run, unless AI takes over before us, even AI be taking over these art pieces, bro. All these artists gonna be put out of commission, bro, because of Midjourney, bro. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. But the point is that right now the value of images and mediums isn't really about the production or the standard that's supposed to be held, but rather by the more internal values that it does carry. Okay? And yeah, you know what? I'm also starting to think that these poor images that we see all over the internet might also have, some serious aesthetic value. So hear me out on this one. I know this might be a little bit controversial, unlike the previous thing I said. But, there's a whole trend of the retro vibe, that's been blowing up recently in like the art world and stuff. And like all these artists and, musicians and all these big shots are all, starting to go back. They've been embracing the retro vibe recently. Okay? All these artists are going old school, embracing the grainy low res look, like this. I'm not an artist, but point is the low res is back, and by doing this they're essentially trying to tap into like the nostalgia feels that people have. It's like they're saying, forget about the high def, let's take it back like the good old days, back when life was good. People didn't get screwed over by their food. They were only screwed over by hair products and stuff, all these chemicals, or they were enjoying life by not being on their phone 24/7. I miss those days, bro. Those days were kind of nice, They weren't a large portion of my life, but when it was there, god damn, it was insane. Sorry, it was again, going back to what I was saying about the article, right? But it doesn't just stop there, The aesthetic value of these poor images is also carried out in various, horror films and documentaries and stuff. Because those guys, they love to play around with the poor quality of the images that are present. Because all about dialing up, I guess, the creep factor and, the imaginative capacity that we have. Because when things get blurry and distorted, it also in a way messes with our head and emotions and kind of allows our emotions, not emotions, it kind of allows our imaginations to take over, and also makes us feel all kinds of uneasy because we're also unsure about what is it that we're seeing. It's like, bro, am I tripping or am I actually seeing this, right? And when this happens, it's like our imagination goes into overdrive, and thus, it can fill in our gaps with all sorts of scenarios, whether they be, terrifying or interesting. All depends on the person. But yeah, the poor image is essentially what enables this kind of aesthetic as well. Let's also not forget about the fact that because the accessibility of poor images or poor mediums, that we're able to, drive forward remix culture, I guess the most standard example is of course remix songs, which I'm sure all of us love. They're like remixes that are sometimes better than the original songs. And also there's this new, trend of people kind of revitalizing their old images with AI, adding color and clearing out like all the damages that these pictures have faced throughout the years, which then, might help someone go back into the moment and, appreciate something. Let's also not forget about the whole 4K quality trend where people upscale videos to make them look stunning and amazing and stuff. And it's essentially making a poor image poorer by making it richer, Kinda ironic, but that's how it works in this world right now. Because the whole concept of the poor image is, I guess, in a way based on Marxist theory, where it becomes more of the image of the people than your or my image, right? So I guess we can say that poor images can be total game changers on a personal level as well. And I guess when I mentioned, about the revitalization of images in the modern context, it could be something like, the memorial Instagram accounts, which are essentially Instagram accounts of people who have passed away. Sure, to the untrained eye, aka your boy, those pics of, the person might just look like, your average poor image or just something that they might have uploaded once. But, to the people who are close to them and knew them on a deep personal level, those photos, they're like, treasures, even though we do classify them as poor images. Each pixel might be fuzzy, but the memories that they hold for that person is probably like, incredibly clear and priceless. It's not something that I'd personally be able to understand, but I'm trying my best to convey what a poor images might carry in a deeper context. So I guess the next time, you come across a poor image online, just take a second to appreciate the vibe, that it gives you. And you might just find some unexpected value within that image, And yeah, I'm gonna kinda keep it short and end it over here. I'll put the article, for this in the description as well. It's kinda long, but if you guys are interested in taking a look, go ahead and see it. Because it is something that I feel is incredibly relevant and that people should talk about. Because right now, it's images that are essentially more powerful than anything else in the world. Because people are starting to focus less and less on what's said or read, and more on what's seen. So yeah, think about this, think about images, take a look at the article if you guys want to. And yeah, I'll be back hopefully fixing my phone and create more, I guess, better produced videos, not poor image videos. But yeah, that's it for today, and hope you guys have a great day.